try to give you different points of view and perspective. I've had several conversations recently with doctors who say, well, look, the reason to wear a mask, a couple of them said this, the reason to wear the mask is it's a physical barrier between you sending droplets of water and potentially the virus into the air. So is it a cure-all? Of course not. Is it foolproof? No. Could it slow the spread? Possibly. That's about the best I got. Clay Clark, my next guest, former SBA Entrepreneur of the Year, founder of Thrive15.com, highly respected business school, is seen on Forbes, Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, and so much more. Clay's going to dive into the mask debate with 10 years' worth of studies that all say one thing, he says. Clay, welcome to the program.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me on at 5:45 in the morning.
6:45 where I sit, but yes, good to have you.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you having me on the show.
All right. Well, tell me about this. 10 years' worth of studies proving one thing, and what is that one thing, Mr. Clark?
Well, a good friend of mine, Dr. James Meehan, who's a medical doctor, he has a report that I would love to email all of your listeners because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business guy. I'm obviously not a doctor. But he has very detailed research, and if you email me at info@thrivetimeshow.com, info@thrivetimeshow.com, he will explain in great detail how, one, when you wear a mask, when you personally wear a mask, over time, you will get sick unless you change out that mask about every 20 minutes.
Mask
you personally.
Changed. Yeah, I don't know if it's 20 minutes because I've talked to doctors that say they wear them longer than that as a preventative measure of scattering infection, but it's to scatter bacteria, not viruses. There is a difference there. And everywhere you look, it shows that, people that are not trained to use it, and you see this. You go in the store and you see the clerk grab his mask up, down, fool around. You see the guy walk out of the store, he wads it up, stuffs it in his pocket. The lady throws it in her purse, and they go to the next store and they pull it back out and put it back. And this cycle continues during the course of a shopping spree, of course. And so that mask has been in and out of your purse, and who knows what's in the lady's purse. I've decided not to look.
It's kind of like a handkerchief. Have you ever been to I'm from Oklahoma, but if you ever go to a country store, you'll see a lot of farmers that'll take a handkerchief out, they'll sneeze in it, which is kind of gross, and they'll put it back in their pocket. And I'm not sure how many weeks or days or months they do this, but I just flew out to D.C. I was invited by the president to be in attendance for the rolling back regulations briefing there. So there was a couple hundred of us there in attendance at the White House. And I'm on the airplane, and I'm watching people who are profusely sweating because it's hard to breathe with the thing on. Many people have masks that look like they maybe are several days old. Maybe they've worn multiple times. Yeah. But wearing a mask is not healthy for the wearer of the mask. So in terms of the actual lethalness of the virus, according to the CDC, in Italy, 99.2% of all the people that died from the COVID-19, from the virus, were elderly people with compromised immune system. So for kids, think about going back to school. Kids have virtually no risk of dying from COVID-19. And according to Telegraph, the UK publication, kids have about they're more likely to die from a lightning strike than to die from COVID-19. So kids certainly shouldn't be wearing them. And then the debate is, well, what if the kids come home and hang out with their parents? Well, if you look at the statistics, folks, initially the only reason that we agreed, if you can remember this, the only reason we even agreed to do a temporary pause or shutdown of our economy was because Neil Ferguson came out and said that 2.2 million people might die due to his doomsday model that he created. And I would just encourage everybody out there to wake up to this idea that Neil Ferguson, who created the model that predicted 2.2 million people might die, his models have been proven to be impossibly wrong. And I would encourage everybody to type into Google, type in Neil Ferguson, Abdul Latif Jameel Institute. So initially we're told that a report out of the UK predicted that 2.2 million people might die. Turns out the report came from the Abdul Latif Jameel Institute, and the guy who made the model, his name was Neil Ferguson. And just everybody do a Google search here. Amazon just happened to invest $750 million into the Abdul Latif Jameel Institute. So the very man who benefits the most from you staying home is very much involved in creating the models that convince you to stay home.
Yeah, Clay Clark with us here. Let me tell you about this, Clay, because the numbers you are relating, let's say for the sake of argument, the 2.2 million people did die. That would represent about 0.58% of the American population as of today.
Correct.
All right, so I'm not discounting that. But the fact of the matter is, the lethality of the Singapore flu in 1957 was 0.67%. The lethality of the Spanish flu of 100 years ago was higher, and we're nowhere even near those things. Now,